Welcome again to applying the wisdom of the art of war to business running. Last time we talked about 5 analysis of those areas. We talked about the moral law, heaven, earth, the commander, method, and discipline. Today we are going to discuss 7 areas, 7 aspects for us to make comparisons, for us to have a careful look, or in Mr. Lionel Giles' words, calculation, in his translation, when we are formulating business strategy. So again, please bear in mind, if you are interested, get subscribed to this program. And if you like this program, please kindly forward to your friends and also give me a thumb up. Thank you so much in advance. Now let us start these 7 areas for us to make comparisons. I would rather call it 7 comparisons in order for me to feel ease and comfort. And when you look at this slide, it is all in Chinese. Fortunately, I put something in English in the middle, 7 comparisons. And my apologies, and I will guarantee that for the slides that are coming up, they are all in English. So don't worry. I just want to give you the overall whole picture of Mr. Sun Tzu's 7 comparisons. Well, at the same time, you understand that it is really the original flavor of the art of war. So now, having looked at this whole picture, and let me tell you the translation from Mr. Lionel Giles regarding these 7 aspects, or the 7 areas for us to make comparisons. Again, like I said, the original word by Mr. Lionel Giles is calculations. And by reading those ancient Chinese characters by Sun Tzu, it is correct. The original word is, if we are doing word for word translation, it is really calculation. Now, these 7 areas, number 1, which of the 2 sovereigns is imbued with the moral law? This is first thing. Second, which of the 2 generals has most ability? Number 3, with whom lie the advantage derived from heaven and earth? Let me repeat, heaven and earth. We talk about that in the 5 analysis in lesson 1. Remember? Now, number 4 for today, on which side is discipline most rigorously enforced? Number 5, which army is stronger? Number 6, on which side are officers and soldiers more highly trained? Now we go to the last point. In which army is there the greater constancy in both reward and punishment? Now, we can move on to the next slide, and from now on it's going to be in English, and I will try to link the art of war to the business running today. If we are talking about the first point, the original word, again, Sun Tzu said, which of the 2 sovereigns is imbued with the moral law? If I may try to translate that into today's business language, it means that as a leader, whenever you want to make sure that your organization's performance will be great, will be achieved, you must make sure that you have the strategic vision. And all your team members, they believe in the vision, and they believe in the same values. And I would like to put the word as belief system. As a leader of a team, the first 2 things you must do, please kindly bear in mind. First, set up the strategic vision. Number two, make sure that your team members, they have these common values to believe in. Why is that? Because with the same values, our team members, they will generate the behaviors that are expected by our strategic objective. So this is the first point we are talking about, the 7 comparisons. Now let us move on to the second. It says, which of the 2 generals has most ability? And in today's business world, we would say, how about our management team, whether they are competent enough or not? Because when we have the right strategy formulated, we set up the strategic visions, we have the same values, and our team members, they are demonstrating the expected behaviors. However, if our management team, they do not have the qualifications or competencies to make sure that they can run the team and they can cascade the strategic visions down, making sure it is vision, value, and goals, so that every employees, every team members, their working efforts are very well aligned to our strategic vision. Otherwise, strategy becomes a daydream. Therefore, we must make sure that our management team, they are competent enough. Now, if I may have a very quick look at when we were talking about the 5 analysis regarding the formulation of strategy, I was talking about the commander. And then we were talking about, first thing, wisdom. Second, sincerity and credibility. Number 3, benevolence. Number 4, courage. And number 5, the last point, strictness. So I was telling you that it must be in good sequence. Also, it must be a combination of the 5 areas, and there should be a balance. You should not be too soft, or on the other side, you are too strict. These are not okay to make sure that you are a qualified leader. Now, let us move on here to the third areas. Sun Tzu said, with whom lie the advantage derived from heaven and earth. Now, if I may put that into the business word today, it means we need to take advantage of all those favorable factors that are out there helping us. For example, the macro economy, how the industry goes, how the competition goes today, and whether there are newcomers coming in, etc. So we need to take advantage of those factors that are in favor of us today. Now, let us move on to number 4, on which side is discipline most rigorously enforced. Like I said, if you are a team leader, you need to set up the goal for the team, and also you need to work on the corporate culture, the team culture belief system, and then the other thing is you need to set up the team rules, regulations, business processes, business procedures, etc. And I guess many people, many friends in front of the show now, I guess you saw there are many companies, they have very well developed rules, regulations, processes. However, no one follow. That means nothing, and that's of no value to the team. So we need to develop those rules. We need to develop those business processes, and we need to make sure that everyone follows. And we must take regular review of those processes that are running today. If it is necessary, we need to upgrade them. So once again, I would like to draw your attention that as a team leader, you must spend the majority of your work time here in these areas, making sure that our policies, procedures, they are very well implemented, deployed. Now, if we move on to number 5, the original translation was which army is stronger. Here, I would like to boldly enough to tell you that what Sun Tzu really meant. Sun Tzu was not only talking about the army, he was, in his original word, he was also talking about the people of the country. So if I may translate word for word, it says the soldiers and the people of the country, of the nation, whichever is stronger will win the battle. Now, if I put that into today's business, I would rather say this is organizational competencies, which means we may have a beautiful strategic vision, strategic goal. However, if this team, if this organization does not have the competencies, that becomes a daydream. It's useless. So we must make sure, again, like I said, develop the overall organizational competencies. Now, number 6, on which side are officers, soldiers more highly trained? And today, all the employees, they are very well trained, very well developed, and everyone has the growth opportunities, and they would like to have the evolution together, grow together with the company. So successful companies like Netflix, Google, and you name it, there are a lot of success stories out there in the market. Now we've come to the last point. In which army is there the greater constancy both in reward and punishment? Or, again, I would give you the word for word what Sun Tzu said. It is the clarity of reward and punishment. So I would rather say, translate that into business, I would rather say, if this whole organization is very well energized, motivated, and then all the employees, they are working towards the same goal. Now, with this point, we've come to the last, the comparisons out of the 7 areas for us to make calculations, comparisons. And with all these 7 comparisons, please kindly bear in mind, this is what I meant by overall organizational competencies. In the future, if you want to have a very good team performance, if you want to achieve your budget at the end of the year, or even in the longer run, achieve the strategic vision, make sure you develop your organization in these 7 areas. So, thank you, and this is the 7 comparisons I would like to put forward to you, plus the 5 analysis. Please kindly bear in mind, Sun Tzu was suggesting to us in 2,500 years ago that when we are formulating our strategy, we need to have 5 areas for analysis, and then another 7 comparisons we need to calculate. And that's what we can say quantitative problem solving and then decision making. Again, thank you for watching. Next time, I will talk about this 5 analysis, 7 comparisons again. And I would link them and I would apply them to contemporary business strategic series. See you next time. Thank you.